Krishna Kirtan.
So this Krishna consciousness movement is very scientific. You are trying to save the living entity from disastrous condition. This is the aim and mission of Krishna consciousness. It is not a religious sentiment, no. It is very scientific. And we have got so many books already printed, and many books coming. Each and every one. You have seen our books?
I've seen the one that Samya read.
Bhagavad-gita, yes.
If you read carefully, each and word carries volumes of meaning.
Yeah.
He has got the Bhagavad-gita that the Queen was reading. She was looking
Bhagavad-gita, our Bhagavad-gita.
Yes. Queen Elizabeth was looking and she gave...
Yes. As far as possible, you should help everyone how to become enlightened about his future. That is real humanitarian work. To save a human being from the future disastrous condition of life. Just like a father thinks of his son that he may not be unhappy in his future life. So it is the duty of the king, it is the duty of the father, it is the duty of the spiritual master to see that his subordinate is not fallen a victim of future disastrous life.
Didn't the Queen make some remarks about that? She said something...
Yes, she said how marvelous it would be to completely trust Krishna.
That's very right.
She said, what a relief to be able to pass all responsibility to Krishna.
Yes. So that one has to learn how to surrender to Krishna. The sentiment is very nice. It is just beating from the royal, because she is, after all, favored. She has taken birth in the royal family, so she is not ordinary woman. And her intelligence must be extraordinary. So she has remarked like that. What is that exact word?
I think the exact word, she said, how marvelous to be able to give all responsibility to Krishna.
Yes. Krishna is ready.
Yeah, and she said it with
But-
a beautiful smile.
But the thing is, from our side, Krishna expects something. Krishna is not a dead stone. Reciprocal. If you fully surrender to Krishna, then Krishna takes full responsibility. If you keep some reservation, Krishna also keeps reservation. This is it. When Krishna understands that you have fully surrendered, he takes full responsibility. That is stated in the Bhagavad-gita. Sarvadharman parittajya mamekam saranam bhaja aham tva sarvapapi bho mokshami. Krishna is always ready to take responsibility. Provided we give. If we think that, let me do in my own way, and Krishna be responsible for my fault, or no, that is not. Reciprocal, responsive cooperation. Krishna is always ready to cooperate. So, by the grace of Krishna, we have got some position, try to understand this great science, Krishna consciousness, and spread it whenever it is possible. Whenever it is possible. That will make your life sublime. Jare dakho tare kaho Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whomever you meet, you just give him the advice Krishna has given. Krishna has given all instruction and advices in the Bhagavad-gita. So you simply repeat. Your life is perfect. Krishna says, Sarvadharman Parityajya Mamekam Saranam. Let us say, you just surrender to Krishna, you'll be happy. What is the difficulty? If you fully surrender to Krishna and simply ask people that you also surrender to Krishna, where is the difficulty? Some news has come out in Juganta that Queen Elizabeth is reading our Bhagavad-gita.
That was from that time David Wynne gave her that Bhagavad-gita to read while she was sitting for him for the sculpture.
So it has come to our attention.
I think he has told that story to several people and the word has spread. Where did you hear it?
Anyway, that our architect, that Mr. Lahiri.
Oh, Mr. Lahiri.
Yes, seen in the Juganta
It was
paper.
in the newspaper here in India. She did. She read it one day. 3 hours, 4 hours.
And the latest report is that Bhagavad-gita is selling 15,000 copies per month in London. Who told me? That 30,000 copies sold in 2 months.
It was Macmillan's biggest selling book in England.
Yes. In America, they have appreciated that Reverend Powell. No, there is no objection anywhere. Why this rascal falling down nation British? They are object. Apatkale viparit buddhi, they are falling down. They will commit offense and discrepancies more and more, so that they will be nowhere. After this queen, this monarchy there, the so-called monarchy will be also finished. Because her son, her husband, both of them are hippies. The queen's husband and queen's son, the prince of Wales, both of them are hippies. So this monarchy will be also finished.
Prabhupada's definition of hippies. Translation: people who are lowest among men and bewildered by the illusory energy of the Supreme Lord will give up the original Varnashram Dharma and its rules and regulations. They will abandon bathing 3 times daily and worshipping the Lord, abandoning cleanliness and neglecting the Supreme Lord. They will accept nonsensical principles, not regularly bathing or washing their mouths regularly. They will always remain unclean, and they will pluck out their hair. Following a concocted religion, they will flourish. During this age of Kali, people are more inclined to irreligious systems. Consequently, these people will naturally deride Vedic authority. The followers of Vedic authority, the Brahmins, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the devotees. Purport: presently, the hippies in the Western countries fit this description. They are irresponsible and unregulated. They do not bathe, and they deride standard Vedic knowledge. They concoct new lifestyles and religions. There are many hippie groups at the present moment, but they all originated from King Arhat, who imitated the activities of Lord Rishabdev, who was situated on the Paramahamsa stage. King Harat did not care for the fact that although Lord Rishabdev acted like a madman, his stool and urine were nonetheless aromatic, so much so that they nicely scented the countryside for miles around. The followers of King Arhat went under the name Jains, and they were later followed by many others, particularly by the hippies, who are more or less offshoots of Mayavad philosophy because they think themselves the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such people do not respect the real followers of Vedic principles, the ideal Brahmins, nor do they have respect for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Supreme Brahman. Due to the influence of this age of Kali, they are apt to concoct false religious systems. So this is why Prabhupada is calling Prince Charles and his father hippies, because they have no respect for Vedic culture. They don't have any respect for the ideal personalities in Vedic culture, the Brahmins. The royal family are supposed to take guidance from the Brahmins, who are the ideal men in Vedic civilization. And Prabhupada is calling the Prince of Wales, who is now the King of England, calling him a hippie because he has no respect for Vedic culture. Unlike his mother, Queen Elizabeth, who was reading the Bhagavad-gita, reading Prabhupada's Bhagavad-gita, and saying that wouldn't it be wonderful to give all responsibility to Krishna, to surrender to Krishna. So the Queen was having respect for Vedic culture, she was having respect for Prabhupada's book, she was having respect for Lord Krishna. And Prabhupada praised this, but he said that the monarchy in England would be finished because Queen Elizabeth's husband and her son, the Prince of Wales, are hippies. So this quote from the Bhagavatam explains why Prabhupada called them hippies. Not because they have long hair and they smoke ganja, no, because they are opposed, they deride Vedic principles and the Vedic authorities. And we can see that Prince Charles is totally working for the Rothschilds, and he's pushing the agenda, their agenda, totally pushing their agenda for a new world order without God, without Vedic principles. That's why Prabhupada said he's a hippie.
Sri Chaitanya Kripa Bharo